Hi everyone, it's 222 here live on Facebook, and I am willing to share another angelic moment with you where we're going to be pulling two cards out of Colette Baron-Reid's deck, the Enchanted Map. Here's the cover of her deck. If you don't actually know her, she's Canadian. We're going to get messages from Spirit for all of you entrepreneurs who are really needing to find that courage and to hold on to the faith as you're going through these huge shifts in your business. Because I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to share some of my personal stuff with you guys again today, is if you are not paying attention to what's actually happening around you while you're going through these huge shifts in your business, I want you to be careful, because it can get very dangerous and people can feel hurt in the process. Because every time I've wanted something or had a dream, I've kind of protected my energy where, I don't share too much, but I share enough, and I make sure that I ask for help and I ask for what it is that I need from other people and what I can offer from myself as I'm going through this leap. Because you've got to protect yourself, all right? When we are going through shifts, what I've noticed in my past is that I reverted back to playing small, so that the people that I cared about, my friends and my family members and maybe some business associates, didn't feel hurt in the process. And what I recognized is that every time I did this, I gave up on myself, all right? Because we only truly know who we are and what our real vision is for ourselves. And you know what? It scares people. And so in order for us to protect ourselves and to protect them, this is the question and what I've put out to Spirit today to get some answers from Colette Baron-Reid's deck. And I'm also going to offer some essential oils, what we can use to help us emotionally, to stay emotionally balanced through times of change like this. And also I'm going to share a little quote with you guys, because these actually are the things that I use on a daily basis when I'm going through ups and downs and challenges in my business. Because you know what? There are days when I don't feel like I need anything. I just kind of get up and I get moving and I've got my goals set for that day and whatever. But then something comes up. And as I've been shifting and letting go of my old negative belief patterns about myself, I'm recognizing some things about me. And so as I'm changing and my vibration is changing, well, then that affects the people that are connected with me, because we're all connected, all right? We're all on this beautiful journey of life together. And so even in business, it's going to affect your friends, it's going to affect your family members, and it's also going to affect the people that you are in business with. All right, so stay tuned till the end, because again, I've got some other information to share with you guys. But here we go. We are going to pull two cards from Colette Baron-Reid's deck, and also I'm going to share with you my tea, because everybody loves the tea that I'm drinking. And again, herbs can really help to balance our energy, and I'm a big fan of drinking organic teas, and every day I tend to be drinking something different because I have a whole whack of teas. But today I'm actually drinking cardamom chai tea with coconut milk, and the reason why is because it's damp, it's raining out here today, but cardamom is really helpful so that we don't get angry when we're going through these changes, because people can get upset, right? So we want to be free, we want to express ourselves and to just honor everybody that's involved. So today, that's what I'm drinking, because actually this is what I'm going through too. And again, here's Colette Baron-Reid's deck. And I'm just going to do a quick shout out to Colette Baron-Reid, because she's actually been running a free little coffee with Colette every morning. And I think I've been listening for about the past 8 or 9 days, where as a group, we're pulling cards. And it has been phenomenal for me to stay in a group of people who are like-minded and who love to use tarot decks as a way to connect with our true divine light within ourselves, because we can get lost, all right? And this is why I love to share this with you guys here on Tuesdays, is because it definitely is a method. I don't consider tarot cards as something woo-woo and witchy-poo. I actually consider tarot is, yes, that's what I needed to connect with myself, so that I can keep moving forward in my business, all right? Because sometimes you just need that deeper understanding of what actually is happening. So again, I'm giving a shout out to Colette Barron-Reed. I have enjoyed spending coffee with Colette for the past week, because every card that got pulled in that group has just literally, it's given me the courage to just keep going and to keep going. So I am super excited. So we have 2 cards from her deck. And if you don't currently know me, again, my name is Tammeron. I consider myself an inspirational storytelling business mentor who supports and guides entrepreneurs that are going through huge shifts in their business, because I teach you guys how to use very simple yet effective spiritual and holistic techniques to realign you guys so that all aspects of yourself are in alignment, so that you can get yourself ready for your greatness, because there is so much amazing energy here on the planet. We've got all these shifts happening with all the planets and the new moons, and we're in a retrograde, and it is so powerful. And if we're not connected mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, we're not going to ride that wave. All right. So we want to stay connected. And to do that, these are some of the tools that I love to share with you guys. Okay. So if you're feeling that you're going through this huge shift too, and yet you feel like you really got to honor everybody, including yourself, so that you are ready for that greatness and that light, here are 2 cards from Colette Barron-Reed's deck. I pulled these just before I started. And the first card that came up is Into the Unknown. So this is our challenge card. So this is what's happening right now. And the action card that came up as Heal the Ouch. So we're going to go back to the first card. What does this card actually represent? Well, actually, when it's upside down, it's in a challenge position. So when this is happening, basically what Spirit is telling us is that be careful when you're going through huge shifts. Again, we don't want to hurt people. So again, expressing ourselves, asking for what we truly need, making sure people understand us, reminding yourself that, you know, when you have the vision, it truly is yours. All right. And also, don't be reckless. And I'm going to jump in here, because in the past, when I wanted to make a huge shift in my business, when I was selling my business, I literally decided I'm pulling out. And so what I did is I actually shut down my business without having a backup plan in place. All right. So when you're going through huge shifts in your business, I'm going to remind you, and this is a gentle reminder from me, to have a backup plan. All right. And to remain open, because sometimes the universe has something in store for us that we may not even know is actually going to happen. So take some baby steps. Again, stay open, stay connected with people, and be true to yourself and be true to them. All right. So very, very powerful card. All right. Don't just blast out and just do something without having a plan and also a backup plan. The second card that came up is our action step. So if we're going to do that, what is happening as well? Well, the second card that actually came up is called Heal the Ouch. And this is an amazing card, and I'm going to speak a little bit about my personal life as well along this card. What this card is representing is that as we're going through these huge shifts, there's a part of us that actually, as entrepreneurs, has healed. And this is actually the heart chakra. So when you've done a lot of work on yourself, like I personally have, we're ready for something more in our business. So when we have worked through some forgiveness, you know, we've understood our past, we understood where we are now and what we can take and what we can move forward in our business. It's powerful, because as the heart chakra heals and it goes into its final stage of healing, it is when we share. It is when we pass down our knowledge. And this is actually me in a nutshell, because as an inspirational storytelling business mentor, this is what I love to do the most. And so as I'm going through challenges, you know, I love to keep sharing that, because this past 2 years has been a journey of me taking a look at my entire life since I decided to go into business for myself many years ago, and looking at all of the ups and downs in my business, and to finally figure out what was actually happening. And what was that part of me that I finally had to understand and to recognize so that I could let go of it. And it is the process of forgiving yourself. All right. It is so huge to understand this in business, because if you want to be extremely successful as an entrepreneur, nobody is responsible for anything that's gone wrong in your life. You are the one who has been completely responsible. And if you have not tapped into your subconscious, all right, it's time for you to take a look, because that's actually what runs you. All right. It runs your behavior. It runs what you're saying to yourself. And sometimes we've been saying it to ourselves for so long, we don't even hear it anymore. All right. So this is super, super powerful. So Heal the Ouch, again, is really about reconciliation. It's about that time of, the final stages of self-development so that you can carry on and step into your greatness, okay? So very, very powerful time. So with this in mind, we're going to talk about 3 essential oils, and then I'm going to share a personal story about how all this has manifested for me within the past 2 years, because I made a huge, huge decision 2 years ago, and now it has come into fruition, because things just don't happen overnight. They've happened overnight because you put thought into it in the past. All right. So 3 essential oils, and why essential oils? Again, I love to use things that help me emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. And I'm telling you, right now on the planet, there is one company that I will only use their products, CPTG grade essential oils, because they are indigenous, they are organic, and they are pure. And when they're that pure, they can actually pass through the cell wall, and they can affect every organ in our body, including our brain. And so when we're wanting to stay strong, we have to use something that's going to help us emotionally. Some people like to use yoga. Some people like to journal. Some people like mental or physical. But you need something that's going to affect all levels of your body. So yes, do I do other things? Do I do yoga? Absolutely. Do I journal? Absolutely. Do I read things? Absolutely. Do I look at other self-development books? Absolutely. Do I have a coach? Yeah, actually I have 3 right now. So I'm going to share a little bit more about why you'd want to use 3 essential oils right now so that you can stay strong and protect yourself. And the first essential oil is Arbor Vitae. Arbor Vitae is this massive, massive tree, all right? And it is so strong. It doesn't have any disease on it, because it actually gives off elements that are in the essential oil that protect us from bugs and that kind of stuff. So imagine if emotionally you were using something that carried this strength, this deep wisdom, and yet the roots went deep, deep into the ground so that nothing is going to stand in your way. That is a very, very powerful essential oil. I actually use it every day in my skincare. I add about half of a drop. I put it in my hand, add it to my skincare line, and you know what? I just love the essence of Arbor Vitae, and it also protects my skin. The second essential oil that I would use in this situation is cedarwood, because cedarwood is the oil that really helps us with community. And when you're going through change, you want to stay in connection with the people that you care about, but yet you want to protect yourself. Because as you're changing and growing and vibrationally changing, you will start to attract new people into your life, new people into your business. And sometimes what actually happens is, even if you're with people that you care about, friends or family, they'll still be in your life, but the relationship goes through a change. That's key. The dynamic needs to change. If you want to stay strong and you are not going to go back to playing small, guess what? You act differently around these people. And so all it's going to take is a little bit of time. You know what? Get some new boundaries set, talk about what you really need, express yourself, and be honest. And those people are either going to appreciate you or not. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to love you for it. Because we want more authentic people in business, all right? And you can't do something running and hiding and never saying what you need to say. You got to be open and honest, all right? So these oils are going to help you. The last oil I would recommend in this situation, because you can blend them together, all right, is basil. And the reason why I want to talk about basil is because it helps you feel liberated. It helps you feel open. And you know what? When we're going through this crunch, you know what? Again, we're not going to resort back to playing small. We want to feel liberated by the fact that, you know, we're willing to share what it is that we want to do and to have these gifts, and we want people to respect us, all right? So that feeling of being open and maybe sometimes just, you know, having a little bit of patience, you're going to feel liberated by the whole situation rather than feeling bad about it, all right, and going backwards. You want to keep going forwards. So again, with high-grade essential oils, you can either use them in the bath. You can use them in what we call a roller ball, where you can combine them with high-grade essential oils, or you can use them in a diffuser. Some oils you can actually eat, but not all oils. So again, if you'd like some further information and how I can serve you to teach you a little bit more, I have some elements of my Elixir of Life program that is launching on October the 4th, and I can guide you as how to use them in a more effective way. Again, it's all part of the program, but it's not just what I teach anymore. So I'm super excited about that. So again, when we're going through this change, you know, be honest. And here's a little nugget that I'm going to share with you guys, because I was out for a walk this past Sunday, and I was out in a beautiful park here in Northern Ontario, and it was just absolutely breathtaking with all the changing colors of the leaves, all the gold all around me, and just it was so calm and so quiet. And as I was walking, I was looking at different elements of basically a forest that was around me, and I was looking at mushrooms. The mushrooms on the ground. I've always been infatuated by mushrooms. I love to eat wild mushrooms. I love to take medicinal mushrooms. And I was looking at them, and I stopped, and it was like I heard a message from Spirit on my own. And I was looking at the ground that was all around where the mushrooms were growing. And it was like, wow, I am so grateful that I didn't take all these elements of my past and to stay angry, because I allowed things to just remain where they were. And I took the time over these past 2 years to really understand what it is that I was really wanting. And when things went wrong in my life, they weren't wrong. Basically, what Spirit was doing was realigning me for my greatness. All right. There was things I needed to look at and to really understand myself, and to look at what was I constantly telling myself that didn't serve me at that time in my life. And this is actually what my 28-day program, the Elixir of Life, is, that I go deep into sharing my personal stories. No, they are not victim stories. They are personal power stories. They are the moments in time when I looked at something and said, wow, there's that nugget. And this is why that happened, because I always had this vision. And so all this time I was weaving my way in, and to finally getting to that point where I looked at all elements of myself so that I can stay strong, so that I could really have this dream manifest and to come true for me. So again, it's about the mushrooms. When we've got something on the ground, don't pull it away. Don't stay angry at the things that never really happened at that time, because maybe they weren't meant to happen. All right? Maybe there was something else within yourself that you needed to prepare for. All right? Because it's about growth, and it's about change, and never staying angry about our past, even in business. Even if you've had ups and downs in your business and tried different businesses, maybe tried some network marketing, or maybe worked with people, you know, it's all good at the end of the day. But if you're somebody who has never taken the time to look at it, I guarantee you, you would want to join my Elixir of Life my 28-day program. All right, we launch again on October 4th. I've got different levels for everybody. You can do it for the 28 days for the $297, or you can do it in a half-day retreat. You can do it in a full-day retreat, and you can do it in a webinar retreat. I have different price points for different people, and different people learn faster. They don't want to do it in 28 days. Some people like to be in a group. Some people like to do different things. So again, everything is going to be put on my Tammeron's Place page, and the next event page for that is October the 4th. We start on a Wednesday, and for 28 days, you are going to go through your life and you're going to look at it. I'm just your guide. You know what? I'm going to ask you some very specific questions so that you can really reflect on what's happened and to find those nuggets. All right? Because they were nuggets the whole time. And when you do this, you gain power instead of feeling like you were a failure and feeling like, oh my God, I'm such a victim. All these horrible things keep happening to me. No, they don't happen to you. You created them. All right? And we're going to tap into your subconscious. So again, please message me or hop on over to Tammeron's Place. I'll be posting again today some of the different elements of the days that we join, and we run that program every 28 days. And I'm also offering 2 spots left till the end of September for people if you'd like a private consultation with me, one-on-one. Again, just send me a Facebook message. Also, all of my videos that I'm doing here on Facebook are now going to be on Tammeron's Place as opposed to, this is my personal page, so I encourage you to go over there. And they will also be posted onto my YouTube channel under Tammeron TV. So you can go back and maybe look at some of the other videos that I've done and something might speak to you. And at that point in time, maybe also you might want to share some of these videos because people are like, wow, that's me or that's my friend or whatever. And again, I just love to keep sharing what I'm going through and teaching you what it is that I'm using so that I stay in alignment. All right, and I want you guys to be able to do the same thing. So here is a gentle reminder. As of today, this is my last day posting these free videos here on Facebook. So next week on Tuesday, you're going to have to join me on my business page under Tammeron's Place, and I will be hosting my live videos there. It'll be the same format, and I'll be talking a little bit more detail about some of my programs and any ways that I can support you because I'm going to be in Northern Ontario until the end of October. I'm going to launch my program the beginning of October. We're going to have different elements, so the retreat dates will be at the end of October, and it's going to be a beautiful time of year to be out here in Northern Ontario. And then for the month of November, I'm actually going to be in Southern Ontario. So I'm looking for venues, for places for me to speak and to keep sharing my stories. So if you know someone that has a spa or a wellness center, or if you're in the network marketing industry and you want someone to come and talk to some of your people, again, we are all entrepreneurs going through these huge changes. And I have a professional speech made that I'm ready to do. And I go into a little bit more depth of what that old story was that was running in my head and how it was affecting me in my business. And when I finally found that nugget, my entire business changed. All right. So I love to keep sharing with you guys. Again, my name is Tammeron. I'll see you guys next week at 222 on my business page here on Facebook under Tammeron's Place. So I hope you've learned something from all of this, and I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.